Alright, what's going on, guys? I know it's been a minute, but today we got another video for you guys. Today we're taking the IS300 out. I'm taking it on a little bit of a parts run because I found a little something on Facebook Marketplace that I think would be perfect for this thing. As you guys can see, I've got the chest-mounted Insta360 because I'm going to get a nice little POV shot of us going on a little parts run. So let's hop in the car. I'll give you guys a cold start and let's see what we can find. Alright, so I think the plan is going to be to go grab some gas. I got to go to the bank, get some money, and then we'll go up and grab the parts. I don't know if you guys can hear the little whining noise that my car's making. That's like, I like to call that my little supercharger. Yeah, you can definitely hear that now. So this Amazon radio that I got like a long time ago, I'm sure some of you guys have seen the video of me putting this thing in. It's a piece of garbage. Like, listen to this. It came with like super cheap like Chinese connectors, and all of the contacts in them are like super loose, so I can just like mess with the wires back there and get the whining to start and stop and get all the speakers to sound like garbage. It's a trash head unit. I would not after like years of having it. Honestly, it's never faulted me. It's been perfectly fine the entire time, except for it's kind of a piece of trash. Like, the whole Bluetooth menu is garbage. The whole like cheap connectors in the back is garbage. For $40, it'll get you listening to music. It's better than, you know, like not being able to plug your phone in. But I would honestly just spend the money. I think I'm going to be upgrading this thing here pretty soon, but we'll see when that ends up happening. ATM isn't working. Let's go get gas, I suppose, and then we can see where we can find an ATM. That driveway is always so sketchy to try to get up because I never know if I'm going to make it. There we go, 40 bucks. Think I'm filling up in this economy? Yeah, right. Alright, let's go find a fucking bank. God, these exhausts sound so good! So the other day, I welded up the rest of the exhaust on Davis's car. I'll put a little video here so you guys can see the car. It was actually insane. So we welded up this 3-inch exhaust. He just brought me a bunch of like 3-inch bends and a muffler to throw on his car. And so it's basically the same setup as what I have underneath this car. It's like a resonator, all 3-inch pipe to a 3-inch exhaust like muffler. And oh my god. So his car is a turbo, but it is so much louder than my car, and I think that means that the only thing that's different between his car and my car is that mine has cats. So I'm pretty sure that if I opened up these cats, it could be a lot louder. Because, like, listen to this. Like, even when I'm under a pretty good amount of load, like, it sounds really good. It's just not very loud. Like, I can still talk, and this is like a pretty normal exhaust. And like, I've even got the windows open right now, so you guys can hear it more than I can normally hear it. Like, this is what it sounds like to me. And although some people say that this exhaust is too loud for them, personally, I think that it is perfect for like a daily driver, maybe a little quiet for a daily driver, but I might just be an annoying person and just like stupid loud cars. I might just be that asshole, you know? That just might be me. But if you like, I'm just normally talking right now, and this is like as loud as it'll get. Like, I'm kind of giving it a little of the beans, and I can still hear myself. I could realistically have a conversation with somebody next to me and not have to like strain my voice or anything like that. I've also been told that my car's pretty loud, just not from the inside. I don't know. We'll see. At the end of the day, I don't think that I'm going to haul out my cats, even though they're the exact thing that's causing that check engine light. I think that if I do anything to fix that check engine light, it's going to be turbo related, because at this point I want more power. It's just hard because there's so much money that goes into it, you know? Like, if I could have gotten into cars like as deep as I am now when I was in high school, I would have been so much cooler. Bro, I remember in high school, I was like seeing 1JZs for $1,200. And like, I was working a job at Panda Express. I totally could have afforded that. Like, my paychecks were not great. They were probably $400 every 2 weeks. That being said, that's a month and a half that I could have had a 1J. When now they're like $4,000. They're like $4,500 for a 1JZ. And I've got a lot more bills now. I've gotten really into downshifting anytime that I have to slow down. And it's really fun to like rev match downshift. The only thing that sucks is that I don't know if it's the IS platform specifically or if it's just my stupid legs, but I can't seem to get the heel toe down because like my foot just doesn't do this, you know? Like I can't get that angle on my foot because I'm just like, I'm kind of cowboy footed, you know, duck footed, and I just can't get my hip to like rotate in that way. I don't know, but also, like, if you look at my seating position, like, my knees are somewhat close to my steering wheel, so, like, trying to do that means that I have to, like, lift my knee up, and then it hits my steering wheel. So I'm wondering if having a steering wheel that's a little bit closer to me might help, but then, like, my arm angles aren't necessarily in a great position. I think that if I got a bucket seat that sat lower, if I got a steering wheel that sat closer, and then I had my feet up at a little bit more of an angle, because like in an IS you sit pretty up tall, like you're kind of like sitting like you're in like a normal chair with like a good amount of knee bend and like pretty much a 90 at the hips. I think that if I had slightly more like laid down position with like less knee bend, I might be able to swing that. The other thing that I could do, I suppose, is like do this kind of rev match, you know, when I have this foot on the brake pedal, but also like kind of scoot it over so that I can hit the gas pedal. The only thing is that that's super sketchy for me. It's like hard to control how much brake pressure I keep on it and try to like rev it. Not to mention the pedal is on the IS300, like the brake pedal's up here and the gas pedal's down here. So I really have to like accentuate that motion to try to get anything to happen. And it's too sketchy, honestly. So I don't know. I think a combination of like raising that gas pedal up so that it's level with all the rest of the pedals, then maybe getting a lower profile seat so I can sit lower and straighten my legs out a little bit, moving the steering wheel a little bit closer. I think all three of those things might help me get good like rev matches and maybe be able to do it the right way. I don't know. I mean, you never know. Maybe I just got to get my hip mobility going a little bit better, because at this point I don't think that I could swing that at all, but we'll see. I'll start training hip mobility at the gym so that I can, you know, get my rev matches nice. Because at this point, I'm just blipping the throttle. Like, realistically, I am not touching the brake while I'm rev matching, which is fine, except for the entire point of rev matching while you're braking so that you don't unsettle the car. So then if I have to lift my foot off the brakes while I'm slowing down to rev match it, then I'm also unsettling the car just by lifting and putting my foot back on the brakes, you know? So it kind of defeats the whole purpose. But it's been helping me kind of like just understand what kind of RPM ranges I'm supposed to be aiming for when I'm rev matching, which has been nice, and I can get them super buttery. Like, listen to this. We're right at around 2,500. Boom. Butter. Right? We'll try it again. Boom. Butter. You couldn't even feel that downshift, right? We'll do another one as we slow down for this turn. So, nothing, right? Car is totally settled. I can go in, brake for the corner, take it, power out, and we're good. Like, that was a nice rev match to a nice corner. That being said, if I'm going around like a bigger corner and I need to, like, you know, trail brake while downshifting, that's not gonna work. All right, 80 bucks. Let's get to that 7-Eleven. Those little pops make me think that it wants to make bigger pops. It's just got cats, you know? This is the one. 7-Eleven. Hopefully the guy just knows to look for the silver IS300. So I just got out of my car and I just realized I didn't actually tell you what we were buying today. So this is my brand new dash for my IS300. As you guys can see, the dash that I have in it has all of this gross, just sticky dash, and it's all screwed up, and it's got all of this just nasty stuff on there. And that is not acceptable. But the thing is, if I wanted to refinish that, I'd have to take the entire dash out of the car. I'm not gonna drive it like that. So I was stuck between either I want to decommission the car for a little while I do that, but then I don't have a car to drive, or I purchase a nice little used dash. This thing I got for 80 bucks, so it was super cheap, but you can see there are some blemishes around it. I'm not really worried about it because we're just gonna take it all apart and we're gonna refinish every single piece of this to make it actually look good while it's out of the car and the car is still driving. So then once I finish that, it'll be as easy as just throwing this dash into my car, and then I'll be done and I'll have a super nice dash, and I'll get rid of that one, and then I could probably sell that one for 80 bucks and hopefully make all of my money back on the dash. So I'm gonna throw this thing in the car and we'll get it over to the shop. This thing barely fits in my car. A normal person probably would have brought a pickup truck, but your boy only has an IS300 and it's basically a pickup truck at this point. All right, here we go. A full IS300 dashboard. This thing is in a little bit of rough shape. You can see it's definitely pretty dusty. I can't tell if some of this might be overspray or something like that. A little scratched up here and there, but we're gonna fix that because this is gonna be the dash that's gonna be going in the IS300 once we do all the stuff that we need to on this thing. I'm thinking I want to flock basically all of this stuff or find some way to leather wrap it, but if I leather wrap it, I'm going to want to do stitching. I don't know how I'm going to do that because I don't know how to upholster stuff, and I don't want to pay for somebody to upholster stuff. So either I'm going to learn or I'm going to flock it. And then I think this stuff right here, like the main bars, the sticky section of it, I think I'm going to sand and then possibly do some carbon fiber on this thing, because I think that would just look so amazing to have all of these carbon with this flocked and or, you know, some sort of leather. I am gonna have to pull my bezel out, which is not a huge deal. That thing can come out without really like affecting anything. And my center console, because that also has little sections that are going to be getting carbon and possibly refinished. So now I guess that means that I can start ordering all the materials that I'm going to need to get this thing refinished. So hopefully soon we'll start tackling this project and making the interior of my car look so much better than what it is now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you guys next time.